Welcome back. It is Sunday, April 2nd in the MLB. My four favorite picks are on the way. Let's recap yesterday, Logan. It was a great day, a 3-in-1 day. We will certainly take that. You had a splendid call on the Blue Jays and Cardinals under 7.5. I know sweat bet. The Giants hit their team total pretty easily, and the Mets get it done. Our only loss was the dang no-run first inning. It was a brutal one. We got through 3 outs, and then, no more Rays nerfies for us, and Turnbull just did not have his stuff. But either way, we're going to dive back into it today. If you guys are new, go down below, hit that subscribe button, drop a like too. Logan, you got 2 plays today, but I'll let you start with your first one. What you got for the people? I don't know if they're going to love this one.
No, they're not going to love this one. They didn't like the Cardinals under yesterday, but it hit. And naturally, when you're picking weekend baseball, you got to ask yourself, what makes me a little bit uncomfortable? Those are usually the winners. We're going to the scene of the crime yesterday, Tigers versus Rays, and I'm taking the Tigers plus 1.5 on the run line, minus 110 odds on Caesars is your best value. Now, if you look at this one, you got to do some line reading. Absolutely. Tampa Bay won 12-2 yesterday and 4-0 the day before. So just no sweat bets for Tampa Bay run line bettors. But if you're doing some line reading today, this is close. And then pretty much the even odds run line trap we were great at profiting last year. What do I mean by that? Minus 110 odds on the plus 1.5 and minus 1.5 is usually goes to the plus 1.5 run line. That makes no sense. The team that's just been getting smacked, right? That's how we were profitable on these run lines last year. You just have to take it because in baseball, these teams don't win all the time. Believe it or not, the best team does not always beat the worst team. It just doesn't happen. Right now, who's starting for Tampa Bay today? Springs is on the mound. Versus Detroit last year, 6 innings pitched, 0 earned runs, 6 strikeouts. He was great at home last year too. 2.23 ERA, 1.1 WHIP. As a rookie last year, he's facing Wentz today. Now you look at the starting pitcher discrepancy. As a rookie, Wentz 3.03 ERA and a 1.1 WHIP on the road. So I can't really poke holes in Springs' game. Wentz wasn't half bad either. I think he'll actually be able to keep up with Springs. I think this will be a really close game, and I don't see Wentz melting down like Turnbull yesterday. Sorry, the lights were just a little bit too bright for Turnbull, who was making his first start since Tommy John surgery. The Rays lineup is a very formidable lineup, but I don't think Wentz will melt down like that. I think he'll be able to hold his own. Tampa Bay also hitting 292 at home in 2 games. I see the regression coming today. And in baseball, you have to be 1 game ahead of the trends, right? You just have to. You have to pick your spots. And I think this is a spot that early start time, 1 p.m. Eastern time, I think Wentz is going to hold it down for us. And potentially, there's always a backdoor opportunity. This could be a 4-2 game, or it could be a 6-4 game. And the backdoor comes, and the Tigers score a garbage run in the 8th or 9th inning, and you're like, ooh, okay, so that's how run lines work. All it takes is one time for you to be on the wrong end of the minus 1.5, and you'll understand what I'm talking about. But I'm going with the Tigers today. Austin, what do you got for us?
Logan, I love the pick because, like you said, there's tons of different ways that could hit. The Tigers could win outright in your winner, but also if they just lose by 1 run, you're there good too. But I'm going to dive into another team total. Yesterday, I smacked my Giants one. I gave them some good juju. Today, I'm going to another team that needs me badly, and it's going to be the Arizona Diamondbacks because I'm taking their team total over 3.5 runs, minus 105 on BetMGM. Like I said yesterday, some books will have this as the home and away team total. The Diamondbacks would be the away team as they're back again, taking on the Dodgers in the 4th and final game of their opening series. Now, so far, it's a 1-2. Hopefully, the Diamondbacks are trying to get the 2-2 split against the Dodgers. That would be a decent start to their season. A team in the Dodgers has dominated them over the past couple of years, pretty much dominated the MLB in terms of everything. But let's talk about the Diamondbacks, though, because so far through 3 runs, or 3 games, if you were to take this over, you're 0-3. They've scored 2, and 1 run. They have not been able to get anything going. They have faced the Dodgers' elite starting crew with Urias, May, and Kershaw. Just absolutely carved him up yesterday. However, today, I think they get an easier matchup against Noah Syndergaard, or Thor, as they call him. Now, Thor, last year in 2022, when he was with the Angels, then got traded to the Phillies, he was all right, a 3.94 ERA, a 1.255 whip. So the whip was pretty high. He doesn't walk a ton of people, but does get in those occasional hit parades. And when the hit parades are coming, a team like the Diamondbacks can really light him up. Any team could light him up. Now, you look at the percentiles, and we get these from Baseball Savant if you're ever curious. These are what he was last year. 12th percentile in K percentage, not striking out a lot of guys. 11th percentile in whiff percentage, not missing a lot of bats. And then 15th percentile in expected batting average. Now, while his ERA was below 4, all those numbers indicate that, well, might have gotten a little lucky on some of the hits. Maybe his defense was doing a pretty good job behind him, because if he's not able to miss bats, that was how this Diamondbacks team was struggling through the first 3 games of the year. But a guy like Syndergaard not missing a lot of bats. His over-under for strikeouts is only 3.5, so they're not expecting a big performance. And he's been terrible so far in spring training. In his last 2 spring training starts, he allowed 5 earned runs in 5 innings pitched, and then 6 earned runs in 4 1/3 innings pitched. Now, normally, I think a pitcher bounced back after 2 bad starts, but I don't necessarily know if that comes here today. We're not asking for Syndergaard to come out here and give us 4 earned runs in the first 3 or 4 innings. I think the Arizona Diamondbacks can get up 1, 2, 3 runs. This is a talented offense that has really just struggled out of the gates. They have talented batters, and at the end of the day, like I talked about yesterday with the Giants, there's so many different ways this could hit. Number 1, the Diamondbacks could just bring their bats and actually play well today. Number 2, we could maybe get to extra innings and maybe we get some cheese in the 9th or in the 10th, 11th, 12th. Who knows how long the game would go. And then number 3, the Dodgers, like I said, could be up by 10, 15 runs. And they're just like, you know what, we're going to throw out a position player out there. Or we're going to throw out our worst bullpen guy because we don't need our good ones until tomorrow. So I think a team like Arizona, primed to bounce back here. There's only 4 runs. It's not like we're asking for 5 or 6. I think they're a capable offense to get me 4 runs. So give me the Diamondbacks team total over 3.5 runs. It's currently minus 105 on BetMGM. Getting decent value there. Not like you were taking a minus 140. I think the D-backs step up today, maybe even win outright against the Dodgers, but I'll just take their team total over 3.5. But Logan, what's your second play of the day?
Yeah, so we're going to the later game for my second play. We're going to a team that just got smacked yesterday, and I happen to be wearing their jersey. We're going to the Phillies versus Rangers game, and I'm taking the Phillies plus a half in the first 5 innings versus the Rangers. Minus 134 on odds on FanDuel is your best value there. Now for starters, I expect a much lower scoring game than the blowout yesterday, right? I was at dinner yesterday, and I live in Philadelphia. Every time the Rangers would score, it was like 10. They were scoring 13. Everyone in the restaurant would just go, ooh, ooh. It was one of those like murderous type things. You had to be there, and it was not good for the Phillies at all. I expect a big bounce back performance from them today. You know, if these 2 teams tie through 5 though, we win this bet. Being lower scoring, I think it's going to be lower scoring today. Could we see a 2-2 game through 5? Absolutely, right? 3-3? Absolutely. I like this as a buy low spot for the Phillies, you know, after yesterday. Who are they facing today, right? Martin Perez. He's a really good starting pitcher. He faced Philly twice last season. 6 innings pitched, 0 earned runs. 7 innings pitched, 0 earned runs. So he absolutely did shut them down yesterday. And if you look at, you know, this one, I think they're really baiting you hard with you thinking Martin Perez is the better starting pitching option than Bailey Falter. But the Phillies were great against lefties last year, right? In 2 games, they're hitting .286 versus lefties this season. So they're actually continuing their trend this year. I think being Martin Perez being a lefty, that they do get to him. Several Phillies hitters also have great averages versus Perez, right? Alec Boehm hitting .539 versus him. Castellanos 400, JT Realmuto 333, and they've seen him plenty of plate appearances. This isn't like they've only seen him 2 or 3 times. They have the plate appearances versus Martin Perez. Can they go and get some hits and runs up on him? I do believe so. Now starting for the Phillies today, Bailey Falter. As a rookie last year, Bailey Falter, 2.42 ERA and a 1.19 WHIP. Decent numbers, actually. I mean, he had his starts where he got touched up, but he also had some pretty decent starts. And Falter also 2.01 walk per 9 ratio. Walks are very important in the pitch clock era, right? Young pitchers, sometimes their command isn't there. They're just not able to find their spots. He showed last year that he can be pretty decent. Can he continue that into the pitch clock era when the game's sped up and you know the lights are a little bit bright in this primetime game? I do believe Bailey Falter will pitch a lot better than we've seen. And look, Texas, they're doing their damage versus righties in 2 games. They're doing more damage, right? Their numbers are super inflated from what they've been doing, but they're hitting .390 versus righties, 308 versus lefties. Bailey Falter is a left-handed pitcher. So there will be some lefty-on-lefty matchups that I do think benefit us in this one. And I think at the end of the day, there's 2 pathways to victory. Phillies can be leading through 5 or it can be tied through 5, and we will win this bet. I just like that, and I like it as a bounce-back buy low spot for the Phillies today. Let's go, Phils. But Austin, you know what time.
I think you know what time it is, Logan. Get the music going, waving the flags. Because yesterday, It's just not good vibes. But today we're waving these flags all right. We're getting 6 quick outs. We're not going to waste any more of your time because we're diving into this one. We're going Twins and Royals. No run first inning. Taking this one at -114 on Barstool. Pretty much every other book was right around -118, -125. So definitely lock it in there if you want to. Now, let's talk about the Royals side of it first. And we're going to talk about Brad Keller, who will start for them. He's going to be in the top half of the inning. We need 3 outs, Brad. Now, Keller last year has a good amount of plate appearances against this Minnesota Twins team. He went 3 for 4 under, so not too shabby. He was pretty decent. Now, if you look at Minnesota so far through the year, 1-1 to the no-run first inning. One game they didn't get it done. The other game they did. Look, they scored in the first yesterday, and that was one of the 2 runs scored all game. So I think Keller can come out here, do his thing. They don't have a Rise anymore. He's now in Miami, so I don't necessarily trust all of their offense to just get on base. If we can avoid maybe a Buxton home run or something like that, I think we have a good chance of getting at least through the first 3 innings. But Logan, who's going to take us home? We need another 3 outs.
Yeah, Joe Ryan, I'm counting on you today. Much better starting pitcher option than we had yesterday with Turnbull. Joe Ryan, he's an ace, right? He's a really good strikeout specialist. Hard to see first time through the order. And last year, Ryan was 3 for 4 in no-run first innings against Kansas City, so a good track record there. Kansas City also has yet to score a first inning run or a single run so far this year. I'm knocking on wood for that one. That's a complete jinx stat. They've yet to score a single run. They've been shut out both games. Over under set to 8.5, which is a little bit scary. I won't lie to you there. That one looks like it's baiting people hard to take the under. But all we're asking is for 3 outs on one side, 3 outs on another, and we can cash this one. Look, guys, at the end of the day, I know we get a lot of people upset about when the Nerfy doesn't hit. It hurts me too. It hurts Austin and I so much. But you have to remember, this is our least researched bet, and it's also the most random bet. I mean, come on, it's one swing of a bat and the bet is toast. So you have to remember that, and you have to bankroll manage and be smart when you play this one. But still, Austin, I think we have a really good chance to fly the flags.
Oh yeah, we're flying the flags this afternoon. You can put that to the bank. We're taking it to the bank, baby. But those are our 4 favorite picks of the day. Hopefully we can have another 3 in one day. I won't complain with that, but hopefully we can bring out the brooms tomorrow morning. But either way, we appreciate you guys watching these videos. We'll be back again tomorrow, Monday morning. And as a spoiler for people that are 12 minutes into the video, we will have our parlays of the day returning. So stay tuned for that. We'll be writing them on a website. But we love you guys. Have a great Sunday. We'll see you guys back again Monday morning. Peace out.